Welcome to We're Starting a Podcast. My name is DallinJay, and this podcast was created because everyone else is starting a podcast, so why can't we? And with us, as always, is Dallin Lucas. Yeah, this podcast is designed to figuring out what we want this podcast to be about. And that is what we dedicate this to. And we dedicate this to everyone who is trying to figure things out, which is everyone. Just wanted to start this podcast off by saying it is someone's birthday today. Yeah, it is my birthday today. Well, it's the end of the day, but it was my birthday today. And now I'm 35 years old. Which is crazy to think. Yeah. I remember being a kid thinking that 35 was like, this guy's old. Like he has his life together. He knows exactly what he's doing with himself. But really, I still have no idea. Still figuring things out. Thank you for the birthday wishes, and I hope to have many, many more, and hopefully many, many more on this podcast and talking to you guys. So yeah, happy birthday. You don't look a day over 25. So while I was gone, I understand that one of the videos was popping off, and it was, of course, the Yakkos World 2024 Dallin's version. Very pleasantly surprising to see the positive reaction to it. And I'm glad you were able to do the podcast last week alone. It was needed because people want a little more clarification on things. So that's why I decided to have you do that solo. Does it make you feel good? Yeah. One of the most interesting things that has been coming from this video is how dedicated some of these Yakkos World fans are. And I get it. Like, I love a lot of nerdy things, and I'm very passionate about the nerdy things that I like. But I just never realized how much love people have for this song, and how particular they are with the way that the song is sang and the order of the countries, nations, whichever one you want to call it. Yeah, it's been a real fun experience seeing people's reactions to it. One thing, like I've admitted, I forgot St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I have no idea how I forgot that. It is such a long name for a country, nation. I'm like, how did I forget that? Like it's just wild. But yeah, I did forget to add that in. Yeah, I'm not a geographical scholar either. So there are a couple of people who have been saying like Taiwan or Tibet, and not to get into those politics because I don't know enough about it, but I know that there's debate on whether China owns them or someone else. So yeah, those are touchy subjects. You don't want to mess with that without the right information. Nobody wants to give an apology video. Yeah, if somebody can educate me on that would be great. Send some links, something I can look up. I'm always willing to learn more about other countries. But yeah, just currently I have no idea what the political standing is on those. But I know I forgot them. But only because they weren't in the United Nations list of nations, because that's what I based this song off of. I could always fall back on, well, it's not in the United Nations list, so I didn't add it in this one. I mean, I could do an exhaustive list of every country in the world that doesn't have any political standing in the United Nations. But that might take even longer. So maybe in the future, probably a couple years, few years in the future, if I had some help on it, I could definitely incorporate all of the different options in there as well. But this video took a lot of time to do, and I was very excited to do this, but I didn't realize how much work was going to be needed to go into it until I started. Would I have taken on this had I known how much work was going to be involved? Probably. I still would have, but yeah, that's where we're at. Fun time, lots of comments on it, and I am more than excited about all of the views and engagement that the video has been getting. So thank you guys for that. I very much appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely, man. So exciting. Seeing stuff that you work hard on go places.
It was in a cartoon however many years ago. Was that like 30 years ago? Let's just say. And there's dedicated fans for it. And it's one of those things you wouldn't know that there is a dedicated fan base for unless you actually enter and get into that world. And it kind of reminds me of my wife, her and her friends, family. They love the Nancy Drew games. And I had no idea that these games even existed, and let alone there being such a avid fan base for these games, that they're always like checking the forums, like looking for updates on a new game. And I'm like, I had no idea. But there is a fan base for everything. And you just have to be brave enough to search it out. So I'm thankful for the Yakkos World fans, because they're the ones giving traction to this video. So I have a question for you. Is there a term for someone who is annoyed with something, but they don't have a valid reason to be? I mean, I would just use the term childish. Yeah, childish. That's a good one. But yeah, you probably know where I'm going with this. And of course, I'm talking about Taylor Swift watching the NFL, or getting people who weren't originally NFL fans to watch football. And yeah, it's kind of silly seeing people so annoyed with Taylor Swift now watching sports and watching football. And yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. I just feel like people just want to hate for no reason. They need something to be mad about. And this is just the new thing that's easy to be mad about. Like, I don't know. I just, it's like, shouldn't you be more excited that more people are getting involved into your fan base? Like, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me why people are getting so upset. And yeah, it's been like a few seconds in each game, and they're 3-hour games. Yeah, it's kind of a pointless thing to be upset about. Like, whatever, get over yourself. And most of the time, I personally don't even feel like people are actually annoyed by it. There's just somebody online or whatever is annoyed about it, they read that person's annoyed and they're like, you know what? I'm annoyed of that too. That makes a lot of sense. Like, she has been on the TV a lot, but she hasn't. She really hasn't. So I don't know. Sometimes people just need something to be upset about. And right now I'm upset about people being upset. So what can you do? Because yeah, I'm just like, so what? She's watching the games and she's on camera for 30 seconds tops. I watched the last like 3 games that she was at, and they cut to her maybe 5 times, and in that duration is like 25 to 30 seconds in a 3-hour game. Like, come on. I don't think they're over publicizing it at all. Maybe on Instagram and stuff, they post a lot about it, but I mean, they post a lot about LeBron James, and there's plenty of other sports. There's plenty of other sports, but there's plenty of other games that are played that don't have LeBron James involved. But a lot of Instagram accounts post about LeBron James a lot. And I just think it's funny that people get mad about stuff like this. It's just a waste of time. Cause yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm a lot more interested in the NFL this year because of the Taylor Swift stuff than I ever have been. Like, I'll watch some games here and there, like, but I have really been, interested in this year just because of the Taylor Swift stuff. So call me silly, but I feel like it's creating a lot more of a cultural impact than previous seasons have. So, yeah. And am I excited for the Super Bowl? Yes, I'm going to watch it. And I think a lot of people are going to be surprised with how much higher the viewership is going to be this year than it has in previous years. And they'll understand how important it is for new fans to come in, because it'll keep your fan base alive. And yeah, it's a win-win for everybody. Yeah, I agree. Totally. And I've seen reports showing how much money has been brought into the Chiefs and the NFL in general because of this excitement with Taylor Swift at the games. And I'm like, well, maybe if you guys would spend a little bit more money on merchandise, if you were true fans of the sport, they wouldn't need to bring in any outside sources to get people excited about the games. And that's only in reference to the conspiracy that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce aren't even really in a relationship. It's all PR, which I don't believe. But if that was the case, to bring more sales to the NFL, they succeeded. And people who are upset about it, the Brads, Dads, and Chads, as Taylor Swift likes to say, if they were truly fans of the sport, then maybe bringing in this outside income wouldn't be needed. So this is on you guys. You should have been better fans and spent more money on NFL merchandise. Just saying. Yeah. Let's see what else. So I know that your favorite holiday is Halloween, and yeah, it's because you love making costumes. Do you have anything for this year planned? Yes. So I have been working on this costume for definitely over a year and a half. Let's see. It was August of 2022. Yeah. Because I was going to
get it done for October 2022 for that Halloween. But things just got in the way. It was a little too difficult to finish the costume. It was when we first moved into our house. Yeah, it was a busy time. So I ended up just using one of my old costumes. But yeah, I love costumes, and I love just making them and making them just fun and unique to me. And one thing that I started doing a few Halloweens ago was doing a shoe that is related to the costume. So let's see, the first one I did was Woody. So I got some Jordan 1s. I turned those wheat Jordan 1s into cowboy boots, and they turned out great. Those are awesome. Then for Abraham Lincoln, the next year, I got a pair of black and white LeBron James shoes, and they are LeBron 16s. Abraham Lincoln's the 16th president. And one pair was black with white laces. The other one was white with black laces. And those were the equality colorway. So I'm like, Abraham Lincoln's all about equality. There might be some arguments with that. I know. But if you just look at it plainly, equality, Abraham Lincoln, that was a big deal. Funny tangent real quick about that is I was at Sundance. Sundance was awesome. Thank you, Sundance. I love that festival so much. I hope you stay in Utah. It's such a good time. But anyway, I was doing volunteer work, and I was ushering one of the theaters, and they needed someone to take out the trash. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it out. And as I was lifting up the trash bag, an icy fell out of the trash bag onto my shoe. And of course, it landed on the white pair and not the black pair. So I'm still in the process of cleaning those. The red was very difficult to get out. I mean, it's still a little pink, but yeah, anyway, I love Sundance, but that was sad. Getting those shoes ruined. But anyway, then I think that was actually the last pair that was like really geared towards the costume. Because then the next year I did Jedi, and I just found some shoes that I hadn't opened yet, and I turned those into the costume, but they were the biohacks. Not really related to Star Wars or Jedi, but I just really wanted to not have to buy another pair of shoes for the costume. But for this costume that I'm currently working on, that I hope that I can get done for this Halloween, is the Mandalorian. And so many people have made this costume, but your boy has a giant head, and I can't just go buy a Mandalorian costume because my head's too big. I got to customize everything. So I'm still in the process. Everything's 3D printed. I have all the materials to finish it and make it look good, but I just haven't had the time or the space to do that. But hopefully I can do that in the next few months, maybe over the summer, if baby doesn't take up all my time, which probably is going to happen. So maybe I'll have to postpone this costume again. But anyway, I bought 2 pairs of shoes for this costume, and let's just get right to it. And the reason I bought 2 pairs of shoes isn't because I wanted to wear both pairs of shoes. It's because I bought one thinking that it was perfect for Mandalorian's costume. But then I saw another one later. I was like, actually, this one might be better. But I'm leaving this up to you guys. I'm hoping that I get some interaction with this. Get a poll going on to help me decide which pair of these shoes better suits the Mandalorian as a character. So, first up, we got these ones. They're both Jordan 5s, spoiler alert. But this one is as you can tell, has a silver box, has a green Jumpman on it, and sadly has a little ding in the box. These are cool shoes, cool box. I haven't worn them yet because I was waiting for the costume, waiting to do a unboxing. But let's see how these are. I've looked at them, but I haven't worn them. So, I mean, these are pretty dope. I know they're not the most hyped shoe, but personally, I like these a lot. So the reason I picked these, I probably should have done these first because this was the first one that I bought. But anyway, the reason why I liked these ones is, one, Mandalorian is always with Grogu. So these got the little hints of green on them. I don't know if you can see that. Little hints of green. Got it in here as well. Green Jumpman. And yeah, it just looked kind of like Mandalorian armor because of this. And then on top of that, you won't be able to see it in the video. Maybe I'll put a picture up. But these have 3M reflectivity in the entire shoe. So you put flash on them, they'll shine bright. And I was just like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of like the Mandalorian costume. It shines bright. And yeah, so I was like, these are a really solid choice for my Mandalorian costume. So let me put this box out of the way. I'll leave the shoe here. Then I like these. Yeah, these ones. You like them? Yeah, they're cool. They are really cool. But now these ones, personally, I like this pair more just to wear because, I mean, this box already is really cool. Like, it just all the details in it, showing all the little highlights from Jordan. I'm not a Jordan buff, so I don't know what all of these are referencing, but they're all cool. So got this one, and let's open it up. And here we go. So yeah, so then we got these ones. Honestly, these look a little more luxurious. I mean, oh shoot, man. That's why you got to wear your shoes, people. If you just let them sit too long, they'll start falling apart. But yeah, these look cool. Yeah, I really need to start wearing these. But anyway, so I got these ones because they're green. They got the yellow on there, but the green for Grogu. They just look like heavy duty. They're weathered a little bit. Like the gum sole is like yellowed. It just looks cooler. Like it looks like something that a Mandalorian would be wearing. So I really hope that these don't just fall apart because these are dope. But yeah, so I really like both of these pairs of shoes. And now looking at them side by side, they're very similar. Obviously, because they're the same silhouette. But yeah, so I'm gonna throw this out to you guys. Like, which one do you think works for the Mandalorian costume better? These ones that are just like a subtle green, like a sage green, to reference Grogu and Mandalorian's bond, or these ones that's a little more of a neon green and the reflective soles, or the reflective shoe. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this one up to you guys. Which one you think is better for the costume? I mean, I like both of them. So which one do you like more? They are both really nice shoes. I think I would have to choose. I can't pick. I like them both. Like the silver ones are really nice, but so are the green ones. So yeah, I think we should just leave it up to the poll. Whatever you guys say, like that's gonna be what we're gonna have to go with. Shoot, though. Oh man, I really hope these don't fall apart. I don't think they will. But yeah, wear your shoes, people. Don't just leave them sitting. But yeah, I'm excited to wear these finally now that I have reviewed them, and can't wait for you guys' feedback. And yeah, I think it's so fun how much you love Halloween. Yeah, love it, man. Lunar New Year is coming up, and it's a fun holiday. Not really celebrated that much in America, but it's definitely celebrated in Asian countries, China and Korea, and yeah, it's a good time, and it's in the winter, and it's coming up. So I'm excited because this year is the year of the dragon. I know you're a dragon, and yeah, this year is going to be awesome. And yeah, there's a lot of excitement for this kind of a year. And it just also got me thinking about horoscopes again. I think about that a lot. I have some friends that they believe that their livelihood, their purpose is already written in the stars, and you can just harness that knowledge and information based on when you were born, and the alignment of the stars at the time decides your fate for your future, and or at least gives you some guidance to where you should be going with your life. And I've always had some issues with that. I read the descriptions, and yeah, I can identify with the one that I was born as, according to the old usage of the zodiac signs. But I do feel like they need a minor tweak. Just one little tweak. All you have to do is change the name of the sign, leave the descriptions, like what that sign stands for, just change the name, because the names are linked to the stars. And if you know anything about astrology, you'll know that those stars are the stars in the sky. They do shift, like they do change positions over years and years of the galaxy expanding, Earth rotating, all that good stuff. And I'll get a lot of hate for this, but just take the current zodiac signs with their descriptions and keep the description in the same time frame. So if you were born like within the time frame of an Aquarius, like you are, just change that name just up a little bit to be more accurate with the way that the stars are aligned when you were born. Because that was 2,000 years ago that the stars of the Aquarius were perfectly aligned in February when you were born. So, but now those have shifted, and from what I understand, Capricorn is now the stars that are perfectly aligned in the sky around this time of year. So, if you're an Aquarius, most likely you're actually a Capricorn. You're an Aquarius by description, but you are a Capricorn by sign. So, take that for what you will. I'm going to stand by it. I believe it. It's going to take a lot of time for people to change their belief system too with it. But I think in due time, that is what people are going to use for the zodiac signs in the future and for your horoscopes. So that is my soapbox, and I will step down from it.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I'm all for it.
And with that, I feel like that is a good time to end today's episode. We have some great content planned for the future. I don't want to spoil more stuff because it's just always fun to watch the episode as it comes and see what we have in store. We try to keep things interesting here because, like I said, this podcast is dedicated to trying to figure out what we want this podcast to be about. And yeah, we're going to experiment with things. We experimented with Yakkos World. We experiment with different formats of discussions, talking about random topics that we haven't talked about before. So thank you for coming with us on this journey. It's such a fun experience. Yeah, I'm glad you're here.
And also welcome back. I'm glad you had a great vacation. We missed you. It was kind of hard doing this podcast alone. We needed you in this, so thanks.
I appreciate it. It was good getting away for a little bit. But yeah, it's good to be back, and I think I'll be here from now on. We'll both be in the episodes, and we'll keep it going. So yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, I don't have anything else. So yeah.
So that is the end of our episode. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment and follow us on Instagram. We'll be putting a poll up. We'll probably put one on this video as well as in podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts. We are now on every podcast platform that I can think of. If there's any that we aren't on, please let us know. And yeah, we'll put the poll up. We'll put the poll up for the shoes, so that you guys can vote which pair of the Jordan 5s go better with the Mandalorian costume, so that Dallin can start wearing those because they are awesome and we don't want them to deteriorate. Because shoes are meant to be worn, right? Okay. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I'm DallinJay, and This is We're Starting a Podcast. Peace out. See you next time.